Good afternoon and welcome to the Friday edition of The Rundown. I am your host, Captivating Christian, and here are some of your top stories for today, the 25th of September. A group of black doctors create a panel to vet the vaccine. And the feds, in unusual statement, announced that they'll be investigating discarded ballots. And a Louisville police officer is filmed giving advice to heavily armed militia. Steve Mnuchin says that he and Nancy Pelosi have agreed to restart the coronavirus stimulus talks. And the coronavirus may have mutated to become a more contagious disease, studies find. And a white supremacist sentenced to 25 years for a Maryland hate crime shooting of a black man. And a big girl shows us things you can hide in her roles. Let's get to the news. Good afternoon, and welcome to The Rundown. I am your host, once again, Captivating Christian, and it is, of course, our favorite day of the week. It is Friday, and here at Cap Hill, we like to do things a little different on Friday about the news, because
it's Friday, you ain't got no job,
some of us,
and you ain't got shit to do.
Yeah, that too. So, all right. So let's get into this first particular story. A panel created to vet the vaccine. So these group of black doctors that was created an independent task force to review decisions about the potential COVID-19 vaccines. According to Stat News, the committee has been organized by the National Medical Association, which was founded back in 1895 as a professional society for black physicians. Look at that. That's something you learn new every day. All right, and this agency was created because the trust, as we know it in the FDA and the CDC, with Trump going back talking about
it's all fake news, it's phony stuff, it didn't happen.
Who are we to believe at this point? And I think, with all the people succumbing to this disease, the numbers keep growing. We don't know who to believe. So I think it would be only right at this point that some people start to step in, because we're already at a huge number of people dying and people succumbing to this disease. I think we are the highest in the world right now, and
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I'm so over it. Like, nobody has time for people to keep dying or someone lying about it because you want to make numbers look good. People's lives are at stake here, and we need to start taking it seriously. So if he's not going to take it seriously as the commander-in-chief, it's about time that somebody else started taking it seriously.
Damn, son.
That was easy.
So, I feel good about that. I definitely feel good about this task force. I really hope that they can be able to narrow down the effects of this possible COVID-19 vaccine on people of color, because that's the issue. They do all these vaccine tests and they affect different ethnic groups differently because our body makeups are different. They're similar in a lot of aspects, but they are very different in certain ones. And, those could cause problems or side effects with different vaccines. So I think this is a great thing. So, we don't have this, because it's already bad enough that communities of disparities have been hit hardest with this virus. So for the lack of, as we talk about all the time, the community resources, in healthcare, economically, so on and so forth. We can go on all day. But with that is the reason why I think that this task force should have been created a long time ago for a lot of other vaccines as well, right? But let me know what you think, and we're moving on. The FBI and the U.S. Attorney for the Middle District of Pennsylvania said on Thursday that they are investigating the potential issues with 9 military ballots in one county. They believe that the ballots were opened improperly, though they had not filled out any changes or taken any official actions. The U.S. District Attorney noted that the investigation remains active, but also said that releasing the news publicly based on the limited amount of time before the general election and the vital public importance of the issue. So the voting rights experts and the Justice Department of Veterans, however, also said that approximately the election and the primarily the nature of the investigation makes the announcement highly unusual. All right, so let's kind of get into this a little bit. All right, so remember back in 2016 when James Comey, at that time the director of the FBI, right? Everybody remember him? So he came out and said, what about the emails? That they were investigating Hillary's emails, right? Remember that? Everybody remember, right? So he said he was investigating Hillary's emails. Then a couple days later, right before the election, maybe 2 days before the election, what did he say? That they investigated and they found no new evidence about Hillary's emails, right? Which was a total, which we thought, but actually it was not. It had already implanted in many voters that there was actually possibly something there that she did do that was illegal in the emails. And for that reason, some people decided that they were not gonna vote for Hillary Rodham Clinton, right?
You stupid.
So, of course, they voted for Donald Trump, and he did a... Gotcha, bitch. So, with that, right, then we fast forward to now. Trump has already been saying that the mail-in ballots are compromised, and if he loses by mail-in ballots, then you know the election has been rigged, right? Already putting out...
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
Right. So therefore, that's already in the people's heads. And then you have a state like Pennsylvania, which is very important and very much in play during this election, talking about they're having an issue with 9 military ballots in one county.
Oh, hell no!
So, of course, that would make anybody start to be nervous about what is about to happen with these votes and ballots for these mail-in votes, right?
What the fuck?
Right. So, again, with making people nervous, bringing up fears, you start to change people's thoughts about the electoral process, which is all a plan for this administration to do. If they can attack one way, they will attack another way. So we have to make sure that we are vigilant, that you are being aware, knowing what's out there, but really, listening to it and still moving forward, because all this does is to create fear and go, well, you know what, I'm not going to vote because I don't trust it. But when you do that, that is exactly what they want you to do, because they don't care. They don't care, because every chance they get, they're breaking the law. And we really just want to yell at a lot of them and just say,
stop breaking the law!
but we can't. Well, apparently we can, but we get thrown in jail. But the people that could, like other politicians, they choose not to. Which,
You stupid.
because every chance I get, I would be calling out the president for the stuff he's doing. And I wouldn't care at this point what the constituents may think, because what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong at the end of the day. So if the constituents voted me there to actually be their voice, then at that moment I will be their voice. And I will call a thing a thing. So, yeah, hopefully they get this under control. It is really late in the game to really know that you have a problem with 9 ballots. But with them 9 ballots, y'all better figure it out. Y'all better figure it out and make it look
That was easy.
so easy that nobody would know that there's a big kerfuffle going on, because this is going to do nothing but stir up a lot of distrust in the people, and a lot of people may not even show up to vote.
Oh, hell no.
And who wants another 4 years of Trump?
Oh, hell no.
Not me. Okay, so he can go on about his business, because no. This particular story, a video has been shared with the Louisville officer speaking to members of a heavily armed militia group who claimed that they were attending a protest sparked by the verdict in the case of Breonna Taylor to protect the police. The unidentified officer can be heard urging them to avoid areas of the city where the demonstrations were expected to take place and offering advice on where to stand, before warning them that they faced arrest if they did not follow his instructions. Wait a minute.
Oh, hell no.
So, so you mean the whole time when we're sitting up there talking about the police is actually working hand in hand with a lot of these white supremacist groups, and the police department is infiltrated with a lot of KKK, white supremacists, so on and so forth. Then you try to say, oh, that's not true.
You stupid.
It's right there.
Gotcha, bitch.
In plain sight. Plain as day. So now I'm confused. What's your argument?
Shut up.
Because I'm trying to figure out. So now that we know clear as day that there is a
Execute Order 66.
to exterminate as many of us as you would like,
Oh, hell no.
there is no calling for anything. Yeah, we need to get it together. And we as in a collective, because that's crazy. That's clearly defunding the police. That's what defunding the police should look like. That right there, that's why.
Grab him by the pussy.
Because nobody has time for Trump and his shenanigans. Like,
Come on, people.
it's crazy. We don't need this. Enough. Enough. And if that means every police department needs to be like scanned through with a comb, then so be it. I mean, that's ridiculous. How do you sit there and have an officer giving pointers to a white militia group on where to stand, and if he don't follow their directions, then they could get arrested? Come on, you basically giving them the green light to go firing on people. Like, are we actually in the freaking Purge or Hunger Games. This is not a video game. This is real life. These are real people's lives.
And
it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, I can't. I don't even know what to say.
Sweet Jesus.
Hey, this is Captivating Christian here to remind you to tune in to Politics and Wellness every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Politics and Wellness every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. In this particular story, you know what? I think maybe, keep your fingers crossed, but a lot of people's prayers have started to been answered. So it looks like the Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said on Thursday that he and Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi have agreed to revise and revisit negotiating over the stalled follow-up of the coronavirus relief bill. All right, so here's my problem with that. It could just be all talk. Remember, we are in an election year. We have 40 days. That's right, I said it. 40 days.
Oh, hell no.
Until this election. Until we decide who will be the next president of these United States. So they will throw everything at us. They will throw some money.
Shut up and take my money.
They will pass any kind of legislation that they know will grab the attention of the people to make everything look nice and...
That was easy.
But in reality, it's all a gimmick.
Giggity giggity. Giggity goo. Stick around.
So, I don't know. I mean, of course it would be great because people, need the stimulus. Round 2, they didn't even need to stop it because people still are out here with no jobs or limited unemployment and still have more bills to pay. So, I mean, I know you got your money, but what about everybody else? So I just think it's definitely crazy. Steve Mnuchin and the rest of the Trump administration are full of...
a freaking psychopath!
And they're so out of touch with everyday people. I just wish they would just...
Why the fuck you lying?
Boy.
So, and get their lives together. But if this happens to be good news and they actually do it on good faith, I'm all for it. If not,
Bye, Felicia.
bye, Felicia is all I can say.
Felicia.
Because people out here and starving and babies need
He needs some milk.
and they can't get it because you want to play games with votes.
Come on, people.
You can't be serious. So hopefully people we wise up and know that this is all a game. Unfortunately, it's a game to get people amped up about, voting. Oh, let's vote. See, look, they're working on a stimulus. But the fact that you would use the American people and what you've caused for them right now to kind of garnish up votes is a bit sad. And it proves how much of a...
Wow, what an asshole.
that you are. So hopefully on November 4th, well, not November 4th, because of course that would, that's not really how it works. But on January 19th, okay, when the new president is sworn in, hopefully it'll be like this.
FBI, open up.
And he can get the hell out the White House and we can start to fix this horrible mess he's made. Him, Fred Flintstone, and the rest of his administration. I just really hope it's true.
Sweet Jesus.
because people have been suffering. They really have, and it's not even a game to be played at this point. In this next story, when Houston was grappled by the severe COVID-19 wave back in June, a mutated form of the coronavirus that developed elsewhere in the world, which is known to be especially contagious, grew to eventually dominate the city's infected patients. Now, according to a new study released on Wednesday, that could raise new questions about how quickly this virus evolved and its spread around the world. Now, listen, we haven't even touched the surface of this right now because we're still working on a vaccine for the first part of this joint. So you mean to tell me that there's more to come and a stronger strand of this? And you think people gonna live? You talking about, oh, like it's...
That was easy.
Really? And you haven't gotten anything yet? Nothing. We have nothing in the books, nothing saving people, but yet there's a strand going around the world right now that's even stronger than this. I'll wait. This is crazy. We need to really be paying attention. There is some kind of order going around, and it looks crazy. It looks crazy.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
There is no way that you don't have a vaccine for something that has mutated into a stronger strand. So by the time a vaccine is created, it won't be any good anyway because there'll be a stronger strand out there. So it is almost like...
A freaking psychopath!
Yeah, so it really, really, really doesn't make any sense. It lets me further feel like if they don't get this right, we need to start paying attention and get ready and packing our stuff because...
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab myself and leave. Excuse me, please. Broccoli.
Because I would roll out. I can't. This is crazy. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And be sure to join Jay Wilson, Rebel Sun, The Official Kingpin, Conscious TV, and Captivating Christian this and every Thursday at 6:45 Central Standard Time, 7:45 Eastern Standard Time for the Gentleman's Panel, where we are not afraid to go there and discuss an array of topics. See you there. The 26-year-old former Navy cryptologist was found guilty back in January for first-degree assault, attempted voluntary manslaughter, hate crimes, and related firearm charges stemming from a 2018 shooting in Randallstown, which is a suburb of Baltimore. On December 20th, 2018, 60-year-old Smith and 48-year-old Robert Pete were working laying down concrete in a driveway outside of Randallstown when a dog belonging to Higgs, who lived nearby, got loose and ran into the wet concrete. The three men exchanged some angry words before Higgs returned home. Higgs then re-emerged outside minutes after carrying a loaded gun and made some racial remarks, telling Smith and Pete that this is my hood. He said he also used some racial slurs, calling them the N-word and black motherfuckers go back to Africa. A shoving match ensued between Smith and Higgs before Smith hit Higgs with a small rake that is used to, I guess, spread out the concrete to make it smooth. Higgs then drew his gun. They tussled with the weapon. Pete then told the Huffington Post, who is reporting the story, that Higgs then pointed the gun directly in his face. After that, they had a scuffle and the gun went off and the bullet ripped through Smith's leg.
Jesus Christ.
But see, that is the problem. You have a president who in itself is weak. And then you have these people who are weak and who feel like with a gun they have this authority and power.
You stupid.
That they want to wave it all up in people's faces. But the actual reality is that what could have happened is the men could have grabbed that gun and in their own defense could have shot and killed that man, but they did not.
Stop it. Get some help.
And I think a lot of people need to do that. I think a lot of people have some really serious mental issues because, racism is a mental issue. And they really need to talk to somebody about it. I mean,
Hello?
It's 2020, not 1950 or 40 or 60 or 70. You would think that somewhere somebody would be waking up. But no, apparently people like to feel somewhat empowered, and I think a lot of people, like I said, need help. This is crazy. However, this very young person was sentenced, and he actually will receive 25 years. 25 years. Most of his sentence got reduced as time served already. I'll wait for that. Because I feel like that's ridiculous. But again, that's giving it that, oh, well, I don't want to ruin his whole life. But actually, when it comes to people of color being sentenced, you don't worry about ruining our whole lives. I guess you feel like we've ruined our whole lives by committing the crime, right? But any other time, of course, when they look like you want to sit there and say, no, oh my gosh, I don't want to ruin their lives.
What the fuck?
It's like if they did the crime, they should do the time, right? So if it was 50 years, then they should get the full 50. Because you will give a person of color 50 and 60 years for the smallest infraction.
Come on, people.
But you'll actually turn around and give that racist douchebag time served, cutting off his sentence by half. And nobody thinks anybody's breaking the law?
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
I'll wait. It's ridiculous. At this point, it's overkill with the amount of racism that is allowed to spew through these courts. It's worse than watching an actual episode of, for those of you who know what that is, it's really, really bad. Like, this doesn't make any sense. It really is like as the United States turns. I mean, come on. Lastly, with all that is going on in the world, sometimes, although we do always cover many serious issues, right? We do like to have a little fun, believe it or not.
Oh, hell no!
So I came across a video thanks to one of my very supportive producers in the background. Shout out to everybody who uses that term. But this person is a great producer of the show. And I thought it was funny. However, I could not find it on YouTube, so I will be dropping it in my community post. Now, if you're this talented and can do all this and have all these kind of like snacks and things hidden in places, then we need to hang out, because that's great, because I'm always hungry. And if I could be around somebody that always has a snack handy somewhere, hidden somewhere.
That was easy.
Oh, it is on and popping, like all the time. Because who doesn't like that? You could be sitting somewhere waiting for some appointment, and be wanting a Snickers and
My man,
bam, right there. Just don't even worry about it.
he needs some milk.
And you could just pull it out and just be right there. Bow. That's great. That is wonderful. I need to find friends like her. So if you're out there,
Stop it. Get some help.
yes, and help us all out, because that would be great. That would be truly, truly great. And for that, all I can say is,
God bless you.
because that is an awesome, awesome thing. Because, you know, we're always somewhere and you're like, dang, I wish I had, oh, I'm hungry. And then you're like, oh, you don't want to lose your place in line, or you don't want to lose your, so you're like, you wish you had a little snack or something. And here you come in the clutch, just having a snack or something tucked away somewhere. Now, what I will say though, is please kind of make sure that it ain't, it ain't moist or something, because that wouldn't be great. But other than that,
Don't be rude.
I'm not gonna be rude, but great. It should be a great thing to have friends like those, because with friends like those, who needs enemies, right? Right. And once again, thank you for watching CCN Midday News. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also hit that notification button so you will never miss